Hey everyone, my name is Kenshigane33, and today I am bringing you a new series called Eater Chronicles. A God Eater 3 story didn't really seem very good at the time, so I'm changing the name since this storyline is kind of customized to the characters. I'll be trying my best to edit this. If you actually like this series, because I know I do, I want to actually start voice acting this, but if you like this series, please leave a comment down below, and maybe I can get some more support so then I can actually start voice acting this. Without further ado, let's get started with the episode though.
A pleasure to meet all of you. Welcome to our caravan. This is the Ash Crawler Chrysanthemum. I'm her owner, Hilda Enriquez. We made it in time, thank goodness.
I'm Hugo Pennywort.
Handling that origami problem wouldn't have been an easy task, even under the best of circumstances. And that means you're a talented bunch.
Would you mind filling all of us in on the situation here?
That will come in due time. You've created a real opportunity for us to work with. Won't you let me express our gratitude?
You saved our friends. That's enough for me.
Yes. However, that is only a temporary measure, as I'm sure you're well aware.
Huh?
Reassigning ages requires the permission of both the governor of the port and Gleipnir. You do know that, do you not, Hugo?
If that's the reason you can't keep us all here, don't worry about it. Being alive is what counts. But do you really have to be so formal?
Ma'am, we've completed our survey of the port that was swallowed by the ash. Despite our efforts, we have been unable to establish the whereabouts of the port's management.
I'm sure they fled. I saw ships moving away in the distance.
That would explain it. There were some ships that made unregistered departures.
Fools, leaving without notifying anyone. If the ash storm drags them in...
That's what they get for leaving kids to die.
Zeke, don't.
What? You're gonna tell me you're not pissed at him too?
Regardless, it still doesn't make me happy.
Ma'am, the ash density levels are rising again. Staying any longer would be hazardous.
You now represent your port, Hugo. Under Ashland navigation law, I place you under my protection and transfer you to our port.
Understood. Our services are yours during the voyage. In exchange, though, we don't want your everyday drudgery tasks.
You've got a spine. Very well. You can be our frontrunners and keep our route free from interference.
That's fine by us. Once we're out there, you'll see we're not your run-of-the-mill ages.
Don't worry about it. I'm just feeling a little motion sick, that's all. Oh, thanks. Sorry to be such a bother. I'm not big enough to fight yet, but see? I can scrounge up cool stuff like this.
How a caravan route works? We use areas of low density as reference points, and then just travel along the connected dots?
You've got it down.
Just repeating what I learned from the database.
There was an old but reliable route through here previously. The beacons, however, have all gone dead.
Knocked out by that ash storm. This crawler has a pretty small crew for its size, doesn't it?
I can't afford to hire very many people. Resources and bias factor supplies aren't what they used to be.
I see. So you decided to bring us on to do a little work for you.
Right, and I can assure you you'll be compensated.
Yeah, well, a weekly allowance isn't going to cut it.
If we can reestablish the old route, we'll be able to claim Pioneer royalties. A cut of those royalties will go to you. Does that sound fair?
We're the ones who will be out there risking our necks, so I'd say 70% should go to us.
30% for us? The rewards are split amongst the entire crew. That's outrageously unfair.
Well, what do you think? Let's see. 50%. I can't take any less. I know you've got some serious cargo. You're sure to rake in a hefty profit from that, Hilda.
Fine, fine. Half of the royalties. We have a deal. You're free to roam the crawler, though some locations may be restricted. We do have our secrets.
Compared to ourselves, it's paradise.
Glad to have you all aboard. I'm looking forward to continuing our work together.
It feels like you've waited forever, but once things start moving, it all goes pretty quick. I mean, just look at where we are now. You remember what I was saying earlier? After all that time locked up, we're finally outside. And now our first problem rears its ugly head. What do we do with ourselves now that we're here? Bzzz, time's up. I made up my mind a long time ago. From this point forward, we're living in a world driven by action. We'll have to buy back our freedom by fighting. Right? After that, we'll build a port of our own. It'll be a place where people can help each other and work toward their dreams. But I'm gonna need a lot of help from you. Are you on board for this? Thanks. Seriously, this means a lot. Well, let's go give the kids the good news. They have nothing to be afraid of anymore. It might be a lie now, but it'll be okay if we make it the truth someday. Remember, you're my accomplice in all this. Let's make sure we see it through, huh?
What's this?
I was just wondering if it's a common occurrence to find God-Eaters from Gleipnir traveling with caravans. I suppose you're keeping an eye on some cargo back there, is that right?
The area up ahead is under Gleipnir jurisdiction. I cannot allow you to proceed.
Meaning that whatever you've got stowed up there is a special delivery for Gleipnir.
Ugh!
Hey! Hey! Are you okay? So tell me, what's your name?
Gleipnir 6th Engineering Battalion, Special Transport Unit, Claire Victorious.
You can just call me Hugo Pennywort.
The owner told me about you. It seems you helped with clearing our route. Understand that while I do applaud the work you've done, I cannot approve of any frivolous actions you take in the field. Don't expect to garner any special favor for it.
Great, a teacher's pet.
I'm only doing the job that I was assigned. If we're in combat together, I will be trusting you to perform. Huh? It was nice meeting you.
Maybe we're gonna get along after all. It's a pleasure to meet you too, Claire.
Switching to departure sequence.
Energy flow from the main accumulator has been established. Now sealing ash bulkhead layers 1 and 2.
Resonance radar navigation link complete. Harmonization rate at 30, 60, 100%. Oracle sensor system is green. Ash density along our plotted course is 0.02 ppm within tolerance.
The ash bulkheads are sealed, activating the hull bias field barrier.
All systems are reading green. The chrysanthemum is ready to depart.
There's no turning back now. Are you certain about this?
Yeah. I never planned on turning back anyway.
This is the start of a big adventure. We're more than sure. We're pumped.
It's good to see that kind of spirit. Ash Crawler Chrysanthemum. Casting off.